So I said, wow, let us see who is powerful. The Lord is powerful for sure. And I took courage. Those days I didn't have any fear. Okay? And now I do. Those days I was imprudent. Now I am prudent. Or diplomatic, if you want to say. So I said, okay, I took the brothers, went to their homes. So they began to hand over all the statues. The statues are varied and different kinds, different colors. Some hands, some without hands, some with tail, some with 4 eyes, some with a lot of teeth and all kinds of shapes. So I began to collect all the statues. 4 brothers were carrying 4 huge bags, around 50 kgs each, I think. They were carrying and brought it. I said, bring it and put it into this well. And the well was empty without water. So we dropped it into the well. So people all wondered and they warned me. They said, if you are alive tomorrow, we will get baptized. I said, okay, all right. I said, Christ is alive for sure. And nothing can destroy him. If I am destroyed, Christ is also destroyed because he will disprove himself, okay, for taking so much courage in his name. So I took all the statues, began to throw it. Next morning, of course, I was alive. Next morning, and people began to come wondering if I am alive, almost prepared for my funeral and burial. So I said to the people, well, you must fulfill your conditions. What do you want me to do? Brother, you didn't die? They said, okay. So many people came and we began to baptize. I'm saying this, faith is connected with courage. And the courage must be offered by the Lord and we must develop it. Very often in our life, we keep feeding milk and bread or milk and eggs to the snakes, to Satan. And we don't want to give it. We keep, even at our home. I don't want to say, what are the milk and bread in your life which you keep feeding the snake? Because you will stone me now, I think, if I began to say. But one thing is for sure. I will tell you about the life of the brothers. Our brothers have to give up all things. Because we don't own a car, we don't own a motorbike, not even a bicycle. We cannot carry cash in our pockets except we are going on business. Not all of us can own cell phones. We cannot go home for home visit. And we have to obey one superior, whether you are old or young. Can you imagine the life we go through in the morning till evening? Brother Pius is an example how when the bell rings in the morning, he has a hard time getting up. 5:30 in the morning. And yet, for the past so many years, he has tried to get up every day. And you know, we have a very good superior. I don't want to say he is hard, Brother Augusto. He's a very zealous man. He doesn't tone down with his life. I don't want to tell him his body conditions because you'll be surprised how weak he is and yet how full of zeal he is working about. You know, missionaries of the poor have really tried to live the gospel. When our brothers get up in the morning, we have to pray for an hour and a half, whether you are sleepy or not. You have to pray for an hour and a half. After that, you have breakfast in silence. After that, somebody tells you what to do, and then you go for work. You go for where you are sent. Whether you know the language or not, you go among them and work. It could be very embarrassing and very frustrating. I say that because I went through all those stages. Even now I am going through. But yet, there is a lot of victory I experience it every single day. You know, faith has to be experienced every single day. It's not like 5 days you are experiencing joy, another 5 days you are experiencing sadness. It is every day we have to go through. The missionaries of the poor are able to gather so many people in their lives. We have baptized hundreds of children, adults. Even Muslims come to us. You know, if you go to one of our centers in Jamaica, I think you will really start shedding tears. There are retarded, handicapped, and Father Holong is the one who initiated us in all these works. We have to beg them because we don't have servants. Father says that you have to attend to them very personally, just like Jesus Christ. You have to bathe them, you have to dress their wounds, you have to go through the streets and collect them and bring them. You have to take care of them for life. And I have a very short life. I don't know, I don't think I live more than 100 years. Okay. There are 500 brothers now. There are 500 with all now. These rules being lived out. If you say that your life is hard, I don't want to say shame on you. You might say the life is hard. The brothers have it harder. As Christ himself lived on the earth. We have a hard time getting up every day, working every day. Once a month we might have holiday. And we might go to a beach. Sometimes Father Holong will say, son, we have something serious to be done. So that month there is no holiday. We have games, of course. Don't think that our life is sad. Our life is filled with joy. Because eating is really wonderful. One cooks a Filipino food, one cooks an Indian food, one cooks an African food. So life is quite interesting. We play basketball. Okay, I'm not basketball. We play volleyball. Okay, we run, we hop, we are happy. We sing. There's a lot of music around in our families, in our communities. There are 8 different communities all over the world, and I really wish that you will visit one of them, because you will have a great surprise. You know. So I will also talk about Africa, where I just come from recently. I was there up to October, and in Africa, you know, poverty is serious. When I went there, I was really disturbed, because the poverty is worse than in India. And India is also poor, you know, although they say it's developing, is also poor. And in Africa, malaria, typhoid, all around you can see there is swamps. Swamps, much of the swamp is filled with dirty water, so mosquitoes breed, and of course the mosquitoes are having a very feasting on people, and many people get sick. So the brothers, we have 100 brothers there. They treat every day with medicine. And we are not qualified. You know, Africa, Uganda, where I was, being so simple, we don't have so much restrictions as here. So we supply medicines for so many people. And we have another home, 100 brothers, go through every street, visiting the families. Even in Haiti, there are around 25 brothers. And these brothers went through cholera for months. Around 25 brothers. Not one of them wanted to leave. They said they will stay right there. And people were dying right at the gate. Many people were dying right at the gate. So I ask you today, if you can think about it, to live a hard life just like Jesus would have lived. And I think you would have won in your faith. Thank you, brothers and sisters.